I was willing to help, Miss Elliott. I got to tell you. Thank you. Ernest Mignoli, I forgot where I was born now. Long Branch, and raised in Long Branch in Asbury Park. So, I've been doing some research, a lot of research for a lot of years about what goes on in Asbury and Long Branch with developers, with mayors, with councils, with planners, with engineers, with the law firm of Ansel Grammarian, who usually for the last 25 years has represented Long Branch as the council and Asbury Park. If you look at the two cities today, they're being ripped apart, they're being ripped away from the average people like us, and they're being given to foreign billionaires from Brooklyn or wherever. And it's a fact. It's an absolute fact. And just the way you're configuring this, the way this whole thing was done, and I know people who were in the sort of the private meetings about this, and this is foul. I don't think the public should be deceived this way. To understand exactly, now we're crossing Ocean Boulevard, and now we're going to start the same thing on the March West with these abatements and spot zones and condemnations and evictions and everything, of course, benefits certain people with certain names with about 100 different LLC names. DR, BR, LT, RTC, you know what it all comes down to? Kushner Properties, right? Last time we were here, we're talking about a pool, right? Put it way on the other side of town, I guess to keep all the kids from coming over here, right? That's my belief. And that's a lot of people's knowledge. Ask the police officers that had to deal with the problem of kids, good kids, just wanting to go to the beach, and all of a sudden they wind up in Tinseltown, Caviar Alley. You know how foreign that is to kids? And then you all are proud of it. You're proud of taking that east of Ocean Boulevard away from 30,000 good people here and kids. And what do? You come up here, you dance, you carry on 26 or 27 or 28 years of Mayor Snyder's carnage. You run for election promising you're going to undo a lot of that. You're never going to do it again. We give you a list of all the phony tax abatements and everything else going on. And then what do you do in a year here? You just keep doing it over and over and over. And I think Mr. Lepore's comment about when you vote yes, you realize that you're abandoning so many people that supported this group. This was going to be the drain the developer of Long Branch. Instead, you've empowered them. This pool is a disgrace. If anybody knew the real story of why that pool is being located 2 miles away from the ocean, and in what area and for what reason it wants those residents there to stay there. In other words, stay here. Stay with the mosquitoes and the rats and the mud and the swamp while we're over there champagning and caviar. You know, really, the public deserves to know what's going on. And, you know, if you just look into, right, we leave here the last meeting. Do I have any time left?
1 minute, 25 seconds.
Thank you. Last time, we're here about the pool, right? And then what breaks the next day to all our shock? Oh, by the way, Kushner's bringing in super fresh. So why don't you really describe what the plan is over there? Now we know why you got to give them pieces of paper lots and vacation lots, and you know why? You got to make room, right, for super fresh and 170, 80 condos, right, with a pool located 2 miles away, right, to keep certain people away from all this stuff. Really, you are exposed by a lot of us who know what goes on in Long Branch and Asbury, especially through the law firm of Ansel Grammarian. They've done more to ruin these two cities in 30 years than anybody in history, right? It's a known fact. It must be a fact. You fired him the first thing you did, Mayor. That's the best thing you ever did, and the only thing I've seen you do right since you became mayor. Fire Jimmy Aaron, right? And the problem is, you brought in a renowned firm, brand new firm, doesn't really know what's going on, doesn't want to get in any fights for the people of Long Branch, just want to keep coming out with the same thing over and over again. You know what? It was another administration. Well, why don't you go back and clean it up, Mr. Mignoli? You have skills. Thank you.